Alright guys and girls, welcome back to another video of mine. As you've gathered in the title description, Eastenders for the 25th of January, which is Thursday, because they didn't have it on Friday, so I'm going to go straight over to the Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursday, and tonight's episode, which is Friday, because it's the second now. So I'm about 4 or 5 episodes, I would say 4 episodes at least, 5 episodes behind on the episodes at the moment. So yeah, well, I've watched all the episodes, I'm just redoing them and stuff for the videos. Alright, so, oh, that's not bad. I'm using 8.5%, 8.3% of my CPU at 60 frames per second, so that's pretty awesome. Right, so yeah, just before we start, I've got a little bit of a spoiler alert on here. Coronation Street, if you guys and girls watch Coronation Street, just a quick update. So apparently, reported in the Metro news, but not as you know it says, it's on the little thing it says. Coronation Street spoilers. Pat Phelan, exit confirmed as Eileen kills him in a shocking twist, or shock twist. Oh, that should be interesting. So apparently there's going to be a new stunt lined up where he's going to a cliff or something, or he falls down a cliff or something like that, and then meets his maker or goes into the water apparently. But it says whether he's alive or whether he's going to come back for revenge. Do you know what? I hope they don't flipping kill him. I don't want him to die. I want him to go around murder some other people in Coronation Street set. Maybe Nosy Norris. My mum wants him to meet his maker, Norris. So yeah. Oh, who else could we have? Oh, actually, what about that Barlow one? Oh, what's his name? That Barlow.
No, it can't be.
No, the writer one. The one old Pat was going to put in there before, wasn't it? Oh, Pat Phelan was going to put him in there before.
How about Solly's husband?
No, Peter's brother. Is that all?
What,
family?
Daniel?
No, yeah, Daniel. No, is it his brother? No, it's not his brother, is it? Is it? Because his mum is a different woman, isn't it? She's not Peter's mum.
No.
Because Peter's mum, she got electrocuted, wasn't it? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, getting to Eastenders for the 25th of January. So hopefully Pat Phelan doesn't die. I want him to do some more murders on the cobbles. That'd be just fantastic, because that actually makes great entertainment when you start seeing some of the cast getting murdered off. Oh, what about Tracy Barlow? Yeah, get rid of her. Yeah, go on. Go on.
Now we gotta keep her.
Oh, come on. They gotta kill Tracy Barlow off at some point. She's gotta meet her maker. She did kill that bloke who went to prison for his murder, wasn't it? That one.
Well, she done her bird.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well. Never mind. Anyway, Eastenders, 25th of January 2018. Let's have a look. Let's get into this. Trying to make them short for these episodes so I can get into this week's episode. But it is today. It is Friday the 2nd of February 2018 at the time of this video. So if you guys and girls are watching these episodes, I do thank you very much. Yeah, and all feedback is good as well. And I did actually have some feedback earlier, or yesterday I should say, so it would have been the 1st of February yesterday. One of the audience sent me a message. Fantastic feedback, by the way. I do listen, so they said not to play gameplay amongst the videos when I'm doing my Eastenders episodes, so I'm just going to keep it basically quite clean. So for this episode, I've just got Eastenders up in the top, and this webcam here. I'm just going to keep it to the basics for the episodes. Right, for Eastenders, here we go. Let's get into this. Right. So apparently, Mick Carter's looking at his ring at the moment, which he's supposed to be getting like 200,000 for it. I think it was like 200,000. And he was going to get Lee Carter's friend, get his ring and nick it and then pawn it and take it to the jewelry bloke to see how much he can get for the ring. So he was basically stealing. And this is also the continuation of Martin being in the house and not letting Stacy basically in, and she said that's her life in there and all that. She said that her whole life is in that house. Then we've got Shirley and her sister Carter in the house, and then we've got the son all around the house with Linda and all that, trying to clean up the house and all that, the place. And they're trying to gather the money up as well to keep the Queen Vic going and stuff, but yeah, they want to try and find out about that ring as well to see how much that ring's worth. I think they said the ring that he found was due to the heist. Now we've got Mick Carter saying that there's a drink for him, and he said he don't want anyone knowing and stuff about his like item that he's got, his ring. And he said he wants to keep it low profile. And he's put the ring in his pocket, and he's got like a big massive smirk on his face. But when Aidan probably finds out about this, this is where he goes hysterical, because he's basically be wondering if he can get the money for the Queen Victoria pub. Then Ada would be wondering where he's got the money from. Then he'd be putting the implications towards him, saying he's the one that stole the money from him. So Aidan at the moment, Maguire, is still basically looking for the culprit who's taken all the money due to the heist and all that. Then we've got Karen Taylor trying to get ready for her job and all that. Oh, here we go, bloody adverts a minute. That's Daily Motion for you though. But they have advertisements on it. And she's telling her daughter to go to school and all that. And her son. She said she don't want him getting suspended as well, because she's got suspended, but the son hasn't, because basically the son threw a brick through the window for his teacher's car's window, and instead of him getting basically suspended, the actual sister did instead. She took his place and said it was her, so she could actually protect her brother, so she was protecting her. And this is the Taylor family, by the way. And we've got Stacey looking a bit upset, saying she can't take much more of this. She says she hasn't seen her kids for 3 days. Now she's talking to someone on the phone at the moment, saying, oh, what can they do? I've got Martin and Kush outside saying about Stacey, about her being ill and all that, saying he wants to get full custody of the kids and all that. And he said the doctor said he's fine, that Kush is fine. He wants to get basically, Martin wants to get a restraining order on Stacey to keep her away from the house and the kids. And he said he brought the kids up like they were his own. And then Karen Taylor's just saw Mr. Masood in the laundrette and saying that basically all the booze and the beer and stuff in the Queen Victoria's on half price today or something, but he don't drink because he's a Muslim. And he said he wouldn't know because he said he don't drink. And he said to her, at least you could see I've got some talents and stuff, because she's on about, oh, he's wasting his talents. Oh, now she's looking at his backside, the dirty bitch. Well, he's bending over, putting the washing in the wash machine, and like she's having a good look. Oh, Ted's turned up, looking for his washing. Oh, and basically she's ripped all his clothes or something, but I think they were thin clothes, so he's trying to get money out of Karen Taylor for a job. And he said he's had the shirt for years, but it's like a fraudulent one, just so he could get some money, because he's a bit of a con artist with his wife. He is saying, oh, Joyce will go do lolly. He wants to see her boss. And he said, oh, what it washed, dried and cleaned and all that. And he said, not total destruction. And because that's her first sort of job and stuff, she's getting a bit sort of defensive, and she don't want to lose her job and all that, assuming it's keeping her family going. And she looks a bit saddened by it, that she's actually done something, but she hasn't, because he's trying to set her up. And now, Mr. Masood, I think this was the episode as well, where Mr. Masood is trying to make her lose her job. And then, she thinks that Mr. Masood is trying to nick her job by trying to get her sacked and all that. But he said he don't want the actual job because he's going for the fish shop job at the fish shop. Oh, Ian Beale's place. And now, Mr. Masood said, oh, maybe she can offer you some compensation and stuff for destroying his clothes. And she said, of course. And he said, oh, they was his best shirts. Yeah, we'll believe that. And he said a bit of compensation will help. And he's trying to outdo her with loads of money. Oh, and Mick and Linda opening up the pub, letting all the people in to the Queen Victoria, so you can get as much money as they can, just so they can keep the pub going and all that. And he said he wants this place licked dry and stuff. That's what he was telling Patrick. He said he wants the place dried up so he can get all the money coming in to pay for everything. Oh, he's meeting the jewellery dealer now to do with the jewellery ring. Said he'd be in his grave before Easter and all that. And then we've got, Mick's giving him the ring. And he's having a look through one of these little ring glass, sort of magnifying glasses, to see if it's a real diamonds and all that. But I think this ring is the one where basically he's like hidden through the actual heist. So not hidden, but it's actually through the heist that it's expensive. All Halo stones, he said, is real. Oh, he wants to borrow it now, the ring, for a few hours, so he can test it to see if it's any good. He said he reckons he could get, probably if it's real, he said probably 20,000 for it. And they're having a discussion about the ring. He said, it's got to be kosher in it, he said. And he said he wants him to be lively because he said time's not on his side today. Mick said to him. Then we got Lily going up to Stacey, and Martin bringing Arthur and the rest of the kids in there to see her. Because he wants to try and find that kind of bond, not bond to, but he wants them to see their mum and stuff, because apparently she has the rights and stuff, even though he don't like it. So he's got to try and find that sort of middle ship and all that. The middle ground. Or higher ground. I mean, he wants to get the higher ground so that she's on the bottom pretty much. And now he's, Mick's in the Vic, talking to Linda, saying he wants to trust this jury bloke, the juror, to do with the jury. Oh, bloody adverts a minute. I can skip him like 10 seconds, it says there. Alright, here we go. Said he wants to put his old feet up for a bit. Then we've got Martin, Lily saying, Martin's getting divorced from Stacey, and she's looking a bit disappointed. Stacey is. And Martin's looking a bit depressed. And both sad as well. I know Auntie Kathy, is basically said, can't you find it in your heart to forgive her and all that? But he said he can't. Now she says she's going to get him a cup of tea. And now she's just got a message off someone called Ryan. Now we've got Karen Taylor now coming, sitting right next to Mr. Masood, saying, you're coming here, pretend to be everybody's friend and all of that. She says she knows his game. She said, I ain't got 70 quid. And then she said, then I don't give him the money, then I lose my job and I get the boot. And then he comes along, nicking it. And he said he's not actually wanting to step in her overalls. He might be taking position in a fish shop. And she's laughing. She said, "I batter her." And she said, "Ah, you don't fool me." She said, "You're after my job." And she said, "Oh my God," she's saying that the job is not the only thing that he's after. In other words, he's after her. Saying that he's crafty. Oh, now he's moved over the other side. Oh, now we've got Mick, bit twitchy on his fingers, moving up and down. Got his dog lying on the floor asleep. He's waiting for something to come along. And then we've got Mick talking to Lee's friend at the moment, the one who's coming. Because basically Lee's friend basically was going out with Whitney the other day, made her laugh and all that in one of the episodes. And now he's leaving. And he's saying to Mick, he said, good luck and all that. And I think this is the one where he says to him to keep the ring and all that, because he don't need it. And I think it's because it's hot, because of the actual ring being nicked and being in the heist, which he got it from. And it's actually worth, I think it was like, before he said I could get you 20,000 for it, but he reckons it's a lot more now. They're having a discussion at the moment. He said 20 grand. He goes, yeah, 20 grand. And he said he was getting it. He said it took him for a liberty and stuff, and he said he's just had to explain it to him that he was going to steal it off him, and he thought it was fake, the ring. He said he wouldn't have touched it if he knew it was that much. He said it fell out of a box. Alright, more adverts. Oh, apparently nicked it from the heist. And then he says to Mick, he says to him to keep the ring. He said, you have it. And he said that Mick only saw the good in him, so he wants him to have the ring. And old Mick saying, seriously, he said. And now he's laughing now. Got Linda and Sharon talking to each other about Peggy. And she says she can't believe it's come to this. And talk about the pub as well, what it was going to be called. Apparently the Balmoral or something. Balmoral. Having a talk about the history and stuff. Oh, the bloke's turned up now. To do with the oh, here we go, is Mick on the phone. Yeah, he said he wants to pay off the rest of it, what he owes, as soon as he can get it. He said he's been very patient, this the person he's talking to on the phone, to do with the actual pub, or the Queen Victoria. And the bloke's person's actually told him that he can't do any more for him. Now Linda's come running in, screaming, and said that it's real. Said everything's all in kosher. And now she seems a bit like out of breath. and like sort of excited at the same time, like she's trying to catch her breath from the excitement, and she's shaking. And then she said that the bloke said he reckons he can get 200 or 210. And our Lee's friend said, oh, at 210,000. Now Linda and Mick are looking, because he reckons, they reckon actually that kid wants the ring for himself. And he said 200,000. He said he could get his own place. And he said, yeah, I think that's what I'll do, he says. And our Linda said, yeah, that's what you should do, but she's looking a bit like sort of disappointment on her face. Oh, and now he's told her, why don't you keep the ring? And that they can give him a room to stay when he turns up and that from time to time. He said if that's fair for them. Wants them to save the Vic. Because he's supposed to be a bit dozy and stuff as well. Oh, and now the dog's trying to get it. Oh, and they're all trying to tell the dog not to eat it. Oh, and now he's gone and eaten it. Or the actual little girl dog. I think it's a girl dog actually. And her name's Lady Di, after Princess Diana. Oh, and now it's back to Martin again, talking with Stacey, saying, saying to Stacey that she could come over if she wants and read Lily a story and stuff tomorrow. And Stacey seems happy about it and says thanks. He said he doesn't want to make it any worse than it already is. And maybe they can sort something out between them. And he's saying they know what's best for the kids. Oh, more adverts. I mean, Daily Motion is a very good platform, except for the adverts, but I get the adverts because of the copyright stuff that people puts on there. And she says she knows that she's the worst, her own worst enemy, Stacey. Now Martin's saying, come on kids. Right, we've got Mr. Masood again. Saying it serves her right and stuff. Karen Taylor says she's taken one step forward and 2 steps back. And she said it seems it's like getting worse for her now. And saying it's her fault. She's talking about her daughter as well. So having a bit of a heart-to-heart, Mr. Masood with her. She says she's going to have to face the music and go back to old Ted and stuff and try and get forgiveness from him. Oh, and on Stacey running over, by the looks of it, to Martin's place. What's she up to? And now it's gone into another scene for Mick, trying to get the dog to basically take a crap so they can get it all, get the ring out of the stomach. Then we've got old Dot in it. My God, I haven't seen her in many episodes for a while. She comes and goes, she does, old Dot. Oh, June Brown. Oh, Karen Taylor's come to the pub and talking to Ted about the £70. But apparently his wife, is it Joyce? She doesn't know what's going on. That he's trying to con, basically, Karen Taylor, saying about shirts. And she said, oh, if I'd known about the shirts, she said, I should have done those for you. She said, oh, give her a break. Anything you like, she said. She said, buy the actual leather drink, she said. Yeah, so they're up to something together, I think, to be honest. Makes you wonder. They're both con artists. Because actually, in one of the episodes, Ted shot that Mick Carter's son.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Shot him through the door. Because he was...
I must be losing it. I forgot all about that.
Well, I didn't forget about it. I remember that. That was last year's episode. Oh, Johnny, yeah, Johnny got shot last year. Johnny Carter. Oh, we got Linda holding her nose because the dog shitted all over the floor because they're trying to get the ring out of the ass of the dog. Because the dog fucking was eating it. And they're having a word on the phone about some engagement ring. Looks like Pippa's ring and stuff on the royal family. And trying to say that it's worth a lot. So they're trying to get Mick Carter to basically sell the ring. Mick wants to sell the ring so he can get the money and all that. Now they've managed to get the actual ring out. They got Shirley Carter to do all the dirty work. She's got these like little big massive long sort of gloves on her to try and get the shit out of her. Out of the dog's ass. Just to try and get the ring out. Putting it blatantly, that is though. Oh, and now we've got Bex and Stacey. Basically, Stacey's telling Bex that they're trying to change the locks over on the door to keep Martin out. Yeah, trying to keep him out of the house. Oh, that's funny. Oh, and Bex is running. Oh, she's gonna tell her dad, saying, Dad, she's trying to lock you out. Oh, she's running. There we go, it's the squealer. That is the squealer.
Is that the door?
No, I don't know. No, it was Darren then. Now, we've got Mick Carter and everybody in the Queen Vic. Yeah, all having a party and stuff, and it's finished with Martin and all of that as well. And Stacey. Martin screaming out because she's locked him out of the house, and then it finishes off there with Stacey looking down upon him. Anyway, guys and girls, I'm going to finish this episode off here. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers all for watching. Stay safe and have a good one.